Hope, tell me why you were in a sober house.
I was on fentanyl, but it started with prescription pills.
And then you
So-
graduated fentanyl?
And then I graduated to fentanyl.
Now, see, I have no, when I was policeman, there was no fentanyl around. I mean, certainly I never heard about it. What are you doing with fentanyl? You snorting that or?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And isn't that like fentanyl? I mean, a little small amount is like enough to kill you, right?
They say that. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Why, I'm just curious, why do you do something that could end your life like that?
It was just a jump that I just wasn't thinking about, you know.
You don't think about dying. Yeah.
I didn't
Okay.
want to die, you know, so
Right.
that's why.
Well, that's good to hear. But you realized you had a problem, so you go to the sober house?
Correct.
Yeah. And what happens in the sober house?
I admit, like, I did cheat, but, you know, that has nothing to do with the, not a
It
question.
has
like,
nothing to do with being raped.
Correct.
Okay. Why did you cheat on your husband while you were in a sober house?
I was just lonely and just I wasn't around friends and family, didn't know anybody, and was just away from home.
Right.
So
Did you feel bad?
I felt horrible.
Yeah. Was it an affair or a one-time thing or?
It was more than once.
Okay. I think when you're going through drug abuse, substance abuse, I think a lot of people make bad decisions, right?
Right.
Okay. So what happens then that you're sexually assaulted?
Well, I fell asleep on the couch actually in snow pants and my robe, and I'm like right in front of a heater. And it's like January, so we didn't have heat and AC, so I'm sitting right in front of the heater. But I woke up sweating. It was about like 4 in the morning, I would say. So like, that's when. Okay, so I woke up and I turned around and I saw my roommate was with the guy I cheated on Brandon with.
She was with him?
She was with him
Sexually?
sexually.
So you wake up,
I wake
and
up.
the guy that you're having
That
an affair with or sleeping with, he's now having
He's-
sex with your roommate.
He's now with my roommate, and the other guy, his friend, was over by my bed, but like he wasn't sitting on my bed or anything. He was like leaned up against it, like on his phone. Since I was sleeping on the couch, he didn't know if I wanted to go back to sleep on the couch or on my bed. So he was like, "Oh, do you want to, you know, lay on the bed or on the couch?" So I told him I want to lay on my bed. I want to go back to sleep. It was like 4 in the morning, I think. So go to lay down, and I, you know, since I woke up sweating just a few minutes ago, I took off my pants. Still had my robe on though, but I had snow pants on that were like fur lined. So I took those off, crawled into my bed with my robe still on, and I laid down. But that's when like I was facing the wall. So he came up from behind me, and that's when he like, you know, he violated me. I had to like elbow him, say, no, 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 stop, you know, get him off me. He walked away for like a minute, 2 minutes tops, you know, came right back, put his hand up on my neck and penetrated me because I'm facing the wall. And I screamed at him, and I said, I don't feel good right now. And I said, I gotta go to the bathroom. So I screamed, I'm sweating, I'm, you know, crying, running to the bathroom. And I took a shower. Probably shouldn't have taken a shower, but I did take a shower. And when I got out, I told my roommate what happened because
Weren't they in the room?
She was there, but like her beds were kind of. There was 2 beds next to each other, and then my bed was like away from their beds.
But she didn't hear you screaming?
And I guess she didn't hear any. I don't know how she didn't hear me. And I was just like,
Was the other guy
What?
that you had been sleeping with, was he still in the room?
yeah, he was still in there. And
So both guys, both
I
him
guess
and
since
her?
they were kind of occupied or whatever, they weren't really paying attention.
Okay.
So I don't really.
So you go and take a shower, and then what happened?
So I took a shower. I got out. I told my roommate what happened. She, you know, was very understanding, seemed very concerned. I told her, no more guys in the room. I don't want to see them ever again. So I actually ended up telling my best friend from home. She was like, maybe you shouldn't, tell him what happened, and just kind of.
That you shouldn't tell Brandon that
Yeah,
you were raped?
I shouldn't tell Brandon. She was just nervous of the.
It's not really good advice.
I know. So I told her, there's no way I can do that. I've got to tell Brandon. So I did end up telling him that same day. I told him. He was the first one to tell me to call the police. They came in, detectives and all sorts of police, took pictures of the whole studio apartment, took pictures of my neck and stuff. Then took me to the hospital. I did a rape kit. Once I got a hold of the detective a couple months later, they said they put the investigation on hold, and that
Why did they do that?
it happens, period.
So now you get out of sober living, I take it,
Yes.
and you come home.
Come home.
And what's that like with you and Brandon? Because one, he knows that you were cheating on him, right?
He found out I was cheating.
Yeah, and then he also knows that you were sexually assaulted, but he doesn't believe that you were
But he
sexually
doesn't
assaulted.
believe it.
So you're here today to whether you slept with other people other than the guy you were consensual with, the guy that you claim allegedly assaulted you,
Okay.
and then if there was anybody else, right, in the 10-year relationship with Brandon?
Right.
And then he also took a lie detector test if he's ever cheated on you in these 10 years. How, I got to imagine being sexually assaulted is one of the most traumatic things that can happen to a human being. How has this affected you?
It's been horrible. I mean, every time I open my eyes, every time I close my eyes, like, that's what you think of. And you think anybody can come from anywhere and attack you.
How long ago did you come out of sober living?
6 months ago?
Okay. And during this 6 months, you're back home with Brandon. How are things in your marriage?
Okay, the first 3 months were a little rocky, and then I feel like the last 3 months here have been all right.
All right. But you still need answers, and he needs answers.
Yeah.
Are you staying sober?
Yes, sir.
Oh, good for you. And are you a mom?
Yes.
Well, then you really need to stay sober, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's meet your husband, right?
Husband.
Brandon.
It's just, I got two different stories from you, so it's hard to believe the first thing you told me and the second thing you told me. You say the first was the truth, or the first was a lie and the second was the truth, but you swore up and down on our kids, on our relationship, on everything that you didn't cheat on me. And then you said the same thing, you swore up and down that you got raped, and it's just hard to believe when you're able to lie about those things and put it on our marriage, on our children.
I know I cheated. I know that, was not right of me at all. But I swear on everything that did happen, and that
I want to believe you.
I'm not lying to you.
I mean, this isn't a win-win situation for me.
Yeah.
Either it happened and I have to understand that, that's how it went down, or you're lying and you've cheated on me again, and with multiple guys this time.
Do you think she's lying to cover up the fact that she slept with more than one guy?
Yes, sir.
You do believe that?
Yeah.
So you don't believe she was sexually assaulted?
I want to believe her, but like you said, how is the guy not arrested
Yeah, it's a
yet?
delicate situation because you don't want to believe in something that's really bad.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, you want to believe your wife, but probably on some level, you don't want to think that your wife got raped.
Exactly.
I mean,
Yes, sir. And I got
that's a
two different
tightrope.
stories from her. I got one story was she laid with the guy, they cuddled, and it happen that
What
way.
did you talk to the other woman that was in the room that night?
Yes, sir.
How did you get in contact with her?
I got her number out of her phone.
Out of her phone. And what did that woman say to you?
She said that she was willingly open to sleeping with this guy. She was walking around in her thong and showing out
And
for this guy.
that's not what happened at all. I was literally, I didn't even have fun.
What if she fails this lie detector test about being raped?
It'd be hard to move on from that.
Really?
If she fails it,
Yeah.
I mean, she's
So,
been
but
lying
what
for
I'm
9
saying,
months.
would you stay with her? Like, yeah,
No.
she's lying. You wouldn't stay with her.
No, sir.
You would leave her,
Yes, sir.
and you would break up your family.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's a horrible lie. You know, I always want to put faith in anybody who says, hey, I was sexually assaulted, right? Err on the side of caution, right? But if somebody's lying about it, you could destroy somebody's life and put them in prison on a lie,
Correct.
right?
Right.
When she's kind of under this influence of struggling with substance abuse, couldn't she just like be making horrible decisions, sleeping with other guys? Now that she's out of the sober house and she is staying sober, couldn't you say, well, from this point, you know, you're making an effort to stay sober, we're together. If you lied, you lied. You know, she was lying to keep your marriage together. Could
She's
you
been
move
telling
with
this lie for 9 months, so
So you saying, hey, she could have had this chance
She's had
before we
plenty of
got on the
chances.
show,
Yes, sir.
and then you might have forgave her.
yeah.
So we asked Brandon, while in your 10-year relationship with Hope, did you have sexual contact with any other woman other than Hope? He answered no. While in a 10-year relationship with Hope, did you ever have sexual intercourse with any other woman other than Hope? He answered no. The results came back the same to each of those two questions, and it came back that Brandon told the truth. So we're going to do the lie detector portion of the rape first.
Okay.
On the night in question, did you give consent to that man to have sexual intercourse with you? You answered no. On the night in question, did you give consent to that man to have sexual contact with you? You answered no. On the night in question, did you verbally or physically resist that man during sexual intercourse? You answered yes. The results came back all the same to each of those three questions, and it came back that Hope told the truth.
I'm sorry that I ever doubted you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
And then we go on to ask you, while in your 10-year relationship with Brandon, besides the one man and the sexual assault, did you have sexual contact with any other man other than Brandon? You answered no. While in your 10-year relationship with Brandon, besides the one man and the sexual assault, did you have sexual intercourse with any other man other than Brandon? You answered no. The results came back the same to each of those two questions, and it came back that Hope told the truth. I'll say this. I hope you're getting counseling or therapy for what happened to you, because as much as you think, oh, I'm over that or this or that, that's going to be something that is going to
follows.
stay with you.
Yes.
And you don't want it to fester in you, blow up in you. I don't want you to suffer through that, and you need professional help no matter what you think. I would just advise you to do that. But but the good news is, you know, for the most part, you love each other. You got this family. You're making decisions, the right decisions to make sure that your family will stay together. And I wish you all the luck in the world. Thanks for coming.
Thank you.